Shalom.
Shalom. Glory be to Yah. Alright. Today I'm gonna do a lesson on the feminine adversary of Yah. It's a tone in the scriptures of Yah. One of Yah's greatest enemies is of a female tone. So we're gonna do a lesson on that and get into the seed line, some of the stuff Brother Ryan and I think Ishmael was talking about the giants when the sons of man came into the daughters of man and they created giants in that time. That's how the flood started and whatnot. So I'm gonna touch a little bit on that too. So that I'm gonna need those videos probably later on, probably in a few minutes.
So where you want me to go to?
It's gonna be YouTube. I'm gonna pull up some YouTube.
Okay, some
2 or 3
YouTube,
videos on YouTube.
All right.
Just let me know when you I can wait for you. All you gotta do is hit the tab over or just wait. And I'll probably go back there when the videos get to that section.
Well, we there right now. Just tell me to plug in. I got you.
All right. Well, when I get to there in the lesson, I'll speak from back there with the videos. So.
All right. Sounds good, sir.
All right. So the TV just cut the TV on when you get there. So. See, it was on.
Yeah, it's on. It's on. It's already on. It stays on. You good? It's on.
All right. So we're gonna start in Genesis. Yes, sir. We're gonna start in Genesis. Genesis 3 and 15.
15?
Yes, sir. 3:15. Now, this is very interesting matters that people don't really. I don't think too many people go into details about this when in this, but it reads Genesis 3:15 reads. This is the curses that Yah said He was going to put on Adam, Eve, and the serpent, Lucifer. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman. So he's talking about Eve. He's talking to the serpent at this point in time right now. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed, now he's talking to Lucifer, and her seed, Eve. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Now we all know the back part about that, the last part of that sentence. The he that was talking about Yahusha was going to bruise the heel of the serpent. But the main part of this, what I was bringing out, is the seeds. We have the woman seed and the serpent seed. 2 different types of seeds. Okay, and go to Genesis 6, 1 to 8. Genesis 6, 1 to 8. Now this is where now the 2 seeds showed up right after the Garden of Eden with Adam and Cain. Because when Adam and Eve had their 2 sons, Cain was wicked and Abel was righteous. And the 2 seeds started to manifest right at that with the first 2 children on the planet at that point in time. And it goes into more details with the seeds in Genesis 6, 1 through 8. And it came to pass, when the man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, talking about Eve's children, that the sons of God saw the daughters of man, that they were fair, and they took them wives, all which they chose. And the Lord said, now this isn't talking about the sons of man, He's talking about the angelic,
Yeah,
the fallen angels.
Yes.
Well, they weren't giants yet. They getting there though. And Yah said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of man. Now this is getting to the sexual aspect of it. The man isn't there. Flesh and blood man isn't doing this right now. And they bare children to them. The daughters of Eve allowed these fallen angels to go in unto them, and they bore children, the offsprings of the angel. And the same became mighty men which were of old, man of renown, and Yah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of thoughts of heart was only evil continually. And it repented Yah that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creepy thing, and the fowls, and of the air, for it repented me that I made man them, but Noah found grace in the eyes of Yah. But the main part about that was about the man, the sons of God, which were the angels. They went in into the daughters of Eve, her seed, and they produced mighty men of renown, giants, and the seed lines started to be divided. And now we'll go to Ezra 9 and 2. We'll give some background before the lesson. Ezra. This is an important thing about the seeds, you know, and it goes back to that lesson we did a few weeks ago about the wheat and the tares. You know, it's seeds. You know, the Eve seed was planted in the ground, and the serpent seed was planted next to Eve seed, and they grew together. And you know, it's hard to tell the difference. So, Ezra 9 and 2. For they have taken daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed, the Kadesh seed, have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in the trespass. So this is to validate even more about the seed line. Israel, God's children, his real children, not the serpent's children, it's a holy seed. So it's two different seeds here. And then we go to Ezra 13, 17 to 23. Ezekiel 13 and 17. Ezekiel 13, 17. 17:23. I apologize. All right. Now this is giving some background on. This is a very interesting scripture. And it takes a little studying to get the grasp of this. What it's talking about. But I'll read it and explain it. Likewise, the sons.
I'm sorry. 17 and what?
17 to 23. Likewise, the Son of Man Likewise, thou Son of Man, set thy face against the daughters of thy people, which prophesy out of their heart, and prophesy thou against them, and say, Thus said Yah, Abba, woe unto the women that sew pillows, and the pillows in that verse means magic. So magic pillows to all armholes and make handkerchiefs upon the head of every statue to hunt souls. To hunt souls. Will ye hunt the souls of my people, my seed line, and will ye save the souls alive that come unto you? And will ye pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley and for pieces of bread, to slay to the souls that should not die? Yah's seed line. And to save the souls alive that should not live? The serpent seed line. By your lying to my people that hear your lies. Wherefore thus said Yah, behold, I am against your pillows, your magic, wherewith ye there hunt the souls to make them fly, and I will tear them from your arm, and will let the souls go, even the souls that ye hunt to make them fly. Your handkerchiefs also will I tear, and deliver my people out of your hand, and they shall be no more in your hand to be hunted. And ye shall know that I am Yah, because with lies ye have made the heart of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hand of the wicked, the serpent seed line, that he should not return from his wicked way, by promising him a life. Therefore ye shall see no more vanity, nor divinations. Let's bring that up later. Divinations. Y'all gonna remember that. Divinations. For I will deliver my people out of your hand, and ye shall know that I am Yah. In this scripture, these daughters, they were giving life to the wicked and killing and making sad the righteous. Giving life to the evil seed. Okay? Now, like I said before, this is about the seed line, but it's this is about the femininity of wickedness that Yah is always is troublesome to Yah. So this is going to be a lot of matters with the female. So Sister Sue, I'm not talking about all women. I'm just talking about wicked women. So this just to make that point clear. I don't need to be offended because I'm talking about wicked women. Okay, now we're gonna go to the these are all done by, these things are being done by women, and this will bring some things to y'all mindset. You know, there's some very normal sayings in this society in time that you ever heard before. A cunning woman, you know, that's never really too ever much heard. That's a cunning man. And that title, that wicked title, is a title more so for women.
Yeah, next one.
Life's a B.
Yeah.
That's not associated with masculine vibe. Right. Life's a B.
Right.
Okay.
Come on, what?
There is no fury like woman's scorn.
Yes. Come on.
Now, I never hear these tones, these vibrations associated with man. Man, life's a God. No, it's always that feminine bitterness. Right. No bitterness like a woman's bitterness. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
So this is what I, from my studying and what from Yah has showed me throughout the Dabarim that I've read.
Yes.
His number one adversary is that of a feminine. So, me, from my understanding, what Yah has revealed to me, I'm not even going to say my understanding, what Yah, the Spirit, has revealed to me, is that Lucifer is most likely a female. Okay. And nowhere in the Old Testament states that Lucifer is a male. It just leaves it open for interpretation. So, and in the Greek they call him, but you go into the Greek, to the Greek language, it doesn't really label him. They just put that in the scriptures. So, but even if he's a male or a female, that's not the big point. That's not salvation. I'm just talking about the characteristics of Lucifer, and they're more so feminine.
Right. Feminine.
So you know what I'm saying? Jealousy, envy, strife. I want to wear the big pants. I want the big piece of chicken. I want to sit at the head of the table. It's me. Why can't I run the house?
Right.
So, and that is what Lucifer's seed line is doing too. That's their vibration. Okay. Now we're gonna show some more clarification about this too. Go to Jeremiah 7:18-20. Because I'm gonna validate these points for you in the scriptures. Jeremiah 7:18-20. Jeremiah 7:18-20. 7:18-20. 7:18-20. The children gather wood, the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto the gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger, saith Yah? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? Therefore, thus saith Yah, behold, mine anger and fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruits of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. Okay, Jeremiah 44:17-22. 44:17-22. Because there's a notorious. This woman is notorious from the Old Testament to the New Testament. She's notorious.
Is it notorious?
I can't stand her, man. I'm fed up with her. I'm fed up with her because I learned of her.
Right.
And once you realize why it's this enmity between man and women, it's not really Eve's seed that is doing this. It is the serpent seed that got mingled in with the weeds, and you don't know you. That's why Christ said, that's why Christ was like he was going to separate.
Yes.
You might be tied to a tear and not even knowing.
Hey, come on.
So, but I'll touch on that a little bit later. I'll get into the lesson a little further.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 44:17-22. 44:17-22. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done. So they love worshiping this woman. They love it. And you know why? Because Lucifer says, do what thou wilt. Why? God is blinding, keeping you from knowing good and evil. He hiding stuff from you. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to freely give you anything that you want. That's what Lucifer, and that's why it's so tempting. Just like Eve got tempted while Adam was doing whatever he was doing. Lucifer came to Eve and put that thought in her head and planted that seed in her head. And she did something that we all paying for. And to pour out drink, that's what I'm saying. And it's because the woman is the weaker vessel. That's why Lucifer never came to Adam. Adam was chilling in the garden for I don't know how long. Yeah. Lucifer knew Adam was there, but as soon as that woman came from his rib, oh yeah, I know what she wants, because Eve is feminine, and from what the scriptures and God has revealed to me, Lucifer is feminine too, from a feminine spirit. So they got some degree of, hey girl, how you doing? That's what Lucifer, hey girl, Eve. So Eve possibly got beguiled by, she thought she was just hanging out with her sister or something. Because Lucifer didn't come to Adam. Okay, and going back to them. Unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her,
right.
as we have done. We are our fathers, our kings, and our princes in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals and well, and saw no evil. Look at that. I'm still reading some more. They were like, Lucifer, the Queen of Heaven, gave us so much.
Right.
We had victuals. We had no evil. No, they had no appearance of evil. That's why the homosexual community say, let love love.
Right.
So what that I am about to sodomize somebody, do irreversible damage. Let's talk about the medical effect of that. When you put a hole in the wall, you are breaking it. When you put one of those things that they nail the railroad with, one of those ties, that's pretty big.
That's not a tie. That's a railroad tie. It's the wood that go across.
Well, the railroad nail. Yeah, a spike. A spike. If I put a little nail in the hole, and then I take a spike and I put that spike in that little hole, I'm causing irreversible damage. So this is a perverse understanding of we have no evil. No, you have no appearance of evil that's in your mind. You're perverted. And that's what it does. Lucifer perverts you with goodly things. That's what he did to Yahusha on the mountain. What evil thing did Lucifer offer Yahusha? But think about it. What evil thing, in the understanding of, did he say, hey man, we're going to go out and kill somebody?
No.
We're going to go, no, just bow before me and this kingdom be yours. You can do whatever you want in it. Just let me be just worship me. I'll let you do your thing. Just give me my due honor. That's the trick of the devil. Sometimes Lucifer gives you something that's going to hurt you in the long run, but it looks sweet right now. And that's what is going on right here. 18. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, so they stopped burning incense, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by famine. Just like when Israel got out of Egypt. First thing they get out of Egypt, they start complaining. We had watermelon. We had food. This is crazy. This is bull. That's because they are being beguiled by the magic.
Magic. Go ahead.
And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven and poured out drink offerings unto her. That's interesting. You know, one thing where I grew up, like a lot of brothers, I'm pouring this out to my homie. Think about where that, nobody's really thinking about where this stuff is starting. When we poured out drink offerings, here, Lucy, this for you, Queen of Heaven. Here, unto her did we make her cakes to worship her, and pour out drink offerings unto her without our man. Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the man and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, the incense that ye burn in the city of Judah and the streets, what is this to? This is to Jerusalem. I'm trying to see that. This is 20. No, it was just to 20. It was just to 20. Got that point. Okay. Now, so this, I'm going to be a little hard in this lesson. So, you know, this heifer, we see her in the Old Testament. Now we're gonna go to the New Testament. I don't like her. I call her for what she is. She a no good whore, and that's what the whore of Babylon. I mean, look at that. The whore is always that female adversary. Yeah. Through the Old Testament
riding on the beast. Go ahead.
Riding on the beast. Acts 19:35.
Go ahead.
And people play with this female because it's a female spirit. That's why the tone is Don't you never hit no woman. It's the programming to anything that is feminine. Don't you ever disrespect anything feminine. She's a low down, dirty whore. She means, and that's her trickery. She comes to you subtle like the snake. Oh, don't hit me. She got a knife in the back pocket. She's gonna stab you as soon as you turn around. That's Lucifer's number one weapon. I'm coming as an angel of light. Oh wow. I'm beguiling you. Then I'm gonna rip your heart out.
Go ahead.
1935. 1935. It's 1935. And when the town clerk had appeared, now they're mad at the saints for going here and preaching this. And when the town clerk had appeased the people, he said, "Ye man of Ephesus, what man there that knoweth not how that the city of Ephesians is a worshipper of the great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Jupiter." There she go again in the Old Testament under one as the Queen of Heaven, in the New Testament as the goddess Diana. It's the same thing, and it keeps tripping up the Jews, the Israelites, and even the heathen nations, and they being tricked to worshiping her because Lucifer will give you things. Don't ever say, don't think Bill Gates got $50-something billion because he ain't putting in his worship to Lucifer. Donald Trump, the Hollywood, they doing what they need to do to get their Bugattis, their Lamborghinis, and their 6-week vacations.
Right.
Lucifer is providing, but it's they saying we see no evil in this, but look at all the things you got to do to get it. I mean, if you do any research on really when you really get into the occult, I mean they'll have you drinking urine. I mean it's a perverse, but that's Lucifer because it's enmity between Eve's seed and the serpent seed. So anytime Lucifer gets you beguiled into Lucifer's circle, it's just it's mocking. I hate you. You're the seed of God.
That's right.
So I'm gonna get you in, and then I'm gonna have you do more perverse things, more perverse things, more perverse things. Just to see you suffer.
That's right.
And that's a mindset of a woman. Not a wicked woman will just feed you death just to watch you suffer. These are not attributes. A man will kill you. I'm not saying that, but a woman, just a bitter woman, she'll just feed you death little by little, just to watch you die, just to watch and smile in your face. That's what's going on.
Hatred.
That's what it's that sadistic, benevolent hatred.
So Satan hates us so bad. It's a hatred.
That's right. And a lot of brothers and sisters get caught up.
In that hatred.
And it's just little by little. I'm just feeding.
Yeah, come on.
That's
man.
right. That's why I can't stand that help. I can't stand. I know.
We are the image of y'all. You
That's
can't
right.
stand
Can't stand you.
the image of
Can't
y'all.
stand you.
Can't stand.
Okay. And then so we got that about the Queen of Heaven, Goddess Diana, the titles. Going to go back to the Old Testament, Exodus 22:18. All right. Exodus 22:18. Now y'all been warning us about this. What we read in Ezekiel, they did magic, pillows, magic. Exodus 22:18. 22:18. That's that feminine spirit, man. Y'all gonna be surprised about when this lesson get over with, man. 22. We gonna take it to the Catholics. We gonna take it to the Jewish and to the Islam. You gonna be surprised.
Go ahead, let's roll. Come on, I want to see this.
22:18. 22:18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Hey.
What is Lucifer, these goddess Dianas, the Queen of Heaven? They're doing witchcraft on Israel and on the people.
Right.
That's what they do. That's why Yah made it a commandment. Thou shalt not suffer Don't even tolerate her. Don't come at her. Oh, I'm just an old, lowly woman. No, you the devil. Masquerading as the victim. That's why if any of y'all are watching the news, there's this movement called Me Too movement. I don't know if y'all familiar with it. It's a movement that a bunch of feminists are beguiling all the women to say, oh, I've been sexually assaulted. We got to stop these bad old men. They just abusing us. Oh, it's the rape culture. Ain't no rape culture in America. I mean, it's here and there. Ain't no rape culture in America. But they have riled up with beguiling. Lucifer has riled up with Lucifer's seed has riled up Eve's seed to be manipulated. Now you got hundreds of thousands of women backing this. Backing it. Oprah even backing it.
Yeah, you got Oprah in it? It's done.
Oprah backing it.
It's done.
And she said, the other day she said, the time is over. She's the devil too. She's the devil too. Don't. Once somebody was your sister, I'm not saying if Oprah was ever a sister, but once somebody was your sister and they got beguiled by Lucifer and they became a reprobate mind, that's a dangerous person. That's a dangerous person. So you can no longer, we grew up in the same house together and she would never do me wrong. Lucifer has completely planted a seed in her mind, whether she was the child of the devil or if she wasn't the child of the devil. She has a reprobate mind and she will destroy you. And mainly man. Lucifer's number one enemy is man. Women are just the victim and just being manipulated. Her number one enemy is the man. Because she can trick and beguile the woman extremely easy. But that man just don't. You lying. Because I remember when I was a young boy, I grew up in the church. I didn't never read the Bible, but I never felt comfortable there because man, this is stuff stupid, man. This preacher dancing around, this is foolishness. This guy over here talking in tongues. I know you lying. I know you ain't talking in tongues. And you know, it to the man's mind, that's one of the gifts that Yah gave the man. That mind, that wisdom. Women don't necessarily have that, and that's why they have to be a hedge placed over them. That's why in the scripture it said a woman needs to have a hedge, whether it's her father, whether it's her husband. She needs to have a hedge. Or the angels of light will come mess with you and you ain't got no hedge. You by yourself. Now you beguiled. So there's order in this. Just like your children have a hedge, you're supposed to be their hedge. You're a hedge of your nephews or nieces. They have to have a hedge. If your nephew or niece or your child don't have a hedge, and the ice cream man is coming in the park and he say, here little girl, here little boy, here's an ice cream cone, and that child mess around and get kidnapped and molested because they're not having a hedge teaching them, hey, don't take anything from strangers.
Well, go ahead.
Now look at it. Okay, okay, now we got the witch.